Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning ILCA overview and public crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand there are so many different things you could be doing with your time. My goodness, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, just know that makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. Now, this right here is what I feel is the right place at the right time. Why? Because like our educator always says, education is key. Education is everything. And I truly believe that. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Miss Marnita Casa, and I have been a student of ILCA for the past 6 years. And let me tell you something. I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew what was going on and how I was going to live my life. But through the education, the guidance, and the caring of ILCA, I have been able to completely literally transform my life. And I'm so very glad that you guys are here because now you have the opportunity to do the same. So I want to say again, thank each and every one of you for coming on out. It is always so very good to see you. Now, normally, I have a routine where I am saying hello to everybody. I'm going to say, I see you, Catherine. I see you, Clairvaux. Hello, Mr. Daryl Porter. Thank you so much for being here. I see you, Kenny. Hello, Nathan. Now, I know we have the family coming in. I see you, Janelle. But just like most of you, I am very excited to hear what our presenter and our educator has to say. We haven't heard from him in a while. So I don't know about you, but I want to jump right into it. We're going to get this party started. So thank you guys so very much for being here. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years, he dominated the direct sales industry. Now, for over 9 years, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. But thank goodness he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share this information with the masses. And he did this by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. Now, he has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you right now. So without further ado, family, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right, all right. Good morning, Miss Casa. Thank you for that introduction. I got to give it back to her. I remember the first time she called me asking about what is this crypto Bitcoin stuff that you're doing and that you're talking about. And I didn't think she was serious about it at all. I just thought she was like, all right, well, what's he up to? And 6.5 years later, going from when she knew absolutely nothing to now being the COO of ILCA, to being a senior agent with eEstate, to being agent level 7, close to agent level 8, to have a portfolio with multiple streams of income coming in, to have authored her own book From Homeless to Unstoppable. I mean, her rise over the last years, and you guys have been able to witness it, has been amazing. So I'm excited and I'm very proud of all the accomplishments that Ms. Casa has had. And congratulations on a brand new team that's coming on board from Denver. So welcome to that team on the eEstate side. So welcome everybody. So let me get it up to all of you guys too. Thank you guys for being here on a Saturday morning. Normally, I try to do this every Saturday, but we've been so busy this year. You know, when we made our partnership with eEstate, it kind of threw off all the plans I had with ILCA in 2026. And so we took a detour, but it's been an amazing ride. I love the fact that we are now going on 9 months, about 9 months of 100% of every single person in our community is not only getting educated, but they're also earning passive income at the same time. You see, what I love is that ILCA brings what I know you need, and that's education. Our partnership with eEstate is bringing what you want, the ability to make money. And when you combine the education with the resources that you're earning, you know what to do with it. You're going to be able to thrive. It is inevitable. And so we're going to be talking about today the education side. I began my crypto career almost 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years next month because I bought 3 Bitcoin for the very first time, September 2016. I didn't fully understand it. I knew about Bitcoin and crypto. I knew about it since 2010. But it wasn't until 2016 when I saw people around me that was making a shift, and I was making a shift. At that time, I had just turned 40 years old. Wow, I can't believe it was like yesterday. The summer of 2016, I turned 40. I left the direct selling space. I walked away from a company where I was at the top position as a black diamond and stood out on faith that I was going to make something happen outside of the direct selling space. Wanted to be in the investor space, and actually one of the first things I looked at was real estate. I failed miserably in that endeavor 10 years ago, but I led me into Bitcoin and crypto because I wanted to be able to raise funds to fund real estate. This was back in 2016. What happened was I lost, and I think I shared the story in Miami, January, where that summer of 2016, I had actually 2017, I had a deal that would have net me about almost $500,000 in real estate. A quarter of that million was going into my normal business and expenses. The other quarter million is what I was going to use to start crypto. But a year before that, when I bought Bitcoin, I bought 3 Bitcoin for $640, September 2016. I sold those 3 Bitcoin in December for $870. I thought I was a genius. I thought I made a whole lot of money. I thought I don't need to know about this stuff. If other people making money in it, how hard can it be? 1 year later, Bitcoin got to $20,000, December 2017, which meant I lost $60,000 because I didn't know what I was doing. So I decided to get myself educated. Unfortunately, there was no place to teach me. The people that I knew that were making millions of dollars, they knew less about it than I did. They just joined companies and opportunities and network marketing businesses that wrapped a compensation plan around crypto. And that's how they were making their money. So I said, well, how's this work? It just keeps going up. I said, nah, nothing just keeps going up. So I spent 6 months going to YouTube and Google. I don't advise you to do that. I learned something in those 6 months that 50% of the information that I received was wrong. The other 50% was outdated because this isn't an industry that stands still. This is an industry that is free flowing, which is why I talk about the river of money all the time. And if you're not keeping up to date, which is why I do crypto talks almost daily, you will be left behind and operating under old information. You've got to update yourself all the time. But I did learn 2 things that stuck with me and changed my life. And the first is that blockchain technology, see, this is not a financial revolution. This is a technological revolution. And blockchain technology was going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not, your opinion of it is irrelevant. I figured that out in 2017. The very first, and you guys can do this as well, the very first documentary on Bitcoin I watched was called Banking on Bitcoin. It was I don't know if it was Netflix or History Channel or what. And in that, it talked about the history of Bitcoin up to 2014. And Bill Gates, who I thought was Satoshi Nakamoto, at that time, up to 2014, he was very, very big behind the scenes promoting the technology. It wasn't until after where he flipped, and that's a whole nother story. But he said something powerful. He said, Bitcoin is freedom. Bitcoin is freedom. And that stuck with me because in 2012, I was able to purchase my own freedom from corporate America. break the chains, and walk off and be my own boss at the age of 36 and not have to answer to anybody but my family and God. And that was that even till now is the greatest feeling to have, where your time is your own and you don't have any other, limitations on you. So when he said Bitcoin is freedom, I said, I know I need to be in this space. So I figured that out. That is going to happen. It's bigger than the internet. Then the second thing that I learned is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. That part right there. That meant this isn't just for institutional investors. This isn't just for people that are born wealthy or have access to resources that the average person doesn't have. This is available to everybody because you only need three things: a cell phone. How many of you have a cell phone? Access to the internet. And the last thing is a willingness to learn. If you have those three things, you can become a walking ATM machine. We are streaming live on Facebook as well, and I see my brother James R. Davis on. Me and him got started at the same time on, if you want to call it formal education, where I wanted to learn how to trade. And it was a company called iCoin Pro. And the skills that we learned from that, I could point to James that's still doing it today. He's a walking ATM machine. Can generate 4 and 5 figure income whenever he feels like it without having to ask anybody permission because of his education. And that let me know, wow, this can change people's lives. And so I jumped full head into it on faith and I succeeded. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't have any failures. I've had plenty of failures. I've probably failed more than most people have in this space. But my education has allowed me to have more wins than losses. And because of that, companies started to ask if I could consult for them, create crypto educational content, teach their organizations. And I was doing that for years. One company made $5 million in 8 months off of my first three courses: Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advanced, and How to Trade Bitcoin and Crypto. A University of Nigeria during COVID asked if they could use those three courses to teach their e-learning class because people had to do remote learning from home. And then at some point, I decided, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And 4.5 years ago, it'll be 5 years in January, and I've already been talking to Miss Casa about this. We're going to do something big with ILCA in 2027. I know I'm going to have a live event. I was supposed to have one this year. Like I said, eState threw those plans all off because I've been traveling almost every month. So I'm going to have my scheduled ILCA live summit in 2027. The last one we did was Chicago, summer of 2025. So we're going to do that. We're probably going to have a whole rebrand. I'm going to be launching my coaching courses as well. And because of the latest news that I've been hearing from Catherine and CJ, I'm not going to say nothing in detail. I will be relaunching the ILCA health side of our company too. I'm real excited to see how that's going to pan out. But the biggest success that we've had in our community has been through a word called tokenization. But before I get to that, 4.5 years ago, we launched ILCA, an official company that's going to allow you to have a structured place to learn about this technology. Everything you need to know from beginners to advanced. And this is a way we have a multitude of ranges of what we do, from free to paid advertising and courses with our business. So you can get in where you fit in. Some people just love the free side of it and they take advantage of that. The people who make the most money are the ones who further their education and they join our membership because we are doing crypto talks. And I'm going to give you an example of one in a second. Every single day, we're staying on top of this. Yesterday was a big day, inner circle members. What did I predict? Remember Cynthia Loomis said, "Oh yeah, we gonna pass that Clarity Act." And what did I say? That ain't gonna happen. It got pushed to September, and that's not gonna happen either. And because of that, there's going to be repercussions in the entire crypto space for the rest of this year that we're going to have to be prepared for. So let me go back. We launched ILCA and we launched it with just 3 courses. And let me share screen actually, because I like to show you what it is that we have. So we launched ILCA and we start with our 5-day challenge. We do this once a month, our 5-day challenge, where we're going to take lessons from our courses. And for 1 hour a night, we break down to you what Bitcoin and blockchain is. It's our intro. And guess what? It's free. Okay. People say, Brenda, why do you charge? If I don't charge you, you don't take it seriously. When you pay for something, you take that seriously. You think Morehouse College, where I graduated from, was free? No. You think Howard University is free? No. You think Harvard, Yale, free? No. But I do have something for free. The 5-day challenge. And the next one is going to be August 21st, and we are going to be, oh yeah, what was this video?
This 5-day crypto challenge changed my life.
Yes,
I recommend it to anyone. I have so much more understanding of blockchain, crypto, and more.
That's right. And we're going to be doing something special this month where we're gearing it towards or targeting it towards your children and grandchildren, the younger generation. So if it's going to be a family event, we're going to have some special guest speakers that's going to be speaking and some young folks. So you want to make sure you're on that one and you can register for free. One, get back to the person who invited you to listen. They're going to give you a link that you can use to register for free. If you are part of eEstate, you guys get a discount as well on everything that we do. So this is where we begin. So not only can you register for free, but you're also going to get a free ebook called Bitcoin for Beginners. And you're going to get access to 10 free lessons. I call this below basic. Wait. Let me get to my membership side. So our 5-day challenge, learning 10 free videos, ILCA for beginners. What is money and why it changes? What is the internet and why digital things matter? What is the blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? Why do I need crypto? What is a wallet? By the way, eEstate community, we are going to be doing a live training on Wednesday night, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be much appreciated, Mr. Porter. Thank you for being here. That's a strategic partner, Daryl Porter, right there. So every Wednesday night for the eEstate community, we do a special training, and we're going to be doing wallets this Wednesday. So you definitely don't want to miss that. We talk about what is your private key, how to be safe, how do you get crypto earnings, and what can you do with crypto more than just buying stuff. These are all free lessons. All right. Then we have our courses. So we've got more than 200 videos on demand that you can stop, pause, and rewind. When I launched ILCA, we only had 45 and 3 lessons. Now we have 14 lessons, over 200 videos. You can stop, pause, and rewind and take your own time going through it from beginners to end. And let me show you also those courses. Go back. We have our own dashboard, back office, communications with you guys, even an app that you can view all of these recordings while you're on the go on the road. If you're stuck in a line somewhere, if you're at the airport, we got Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advance, How to Trade Bitcoin and Crypto, Internet of Things, Decentralized Finance, NFTs. You want to understand tokenization? Understand NFTs. Metaverse, tokenization. I wrote a tokenization course 2 years ago. Actually, almost 3 years ago now, way before I ever heard of e-estate. Artificial intelligence, Web 3.0, security, that's a big one. CBDCs, decentralization. These courses you can get regular value is more than $5,000. When other companies were selling my courses, the first three, they were selling them for $1,000 for 3 courses for 45 videos. We broke this down to less than $2,500 to get 200 on-demand training videos. Less than 2,500. If you're an e-estate, guess what? That's another half off. So like 1,200 and something dollars, you can get all of these videos. That's insane. Then we have a way you can get them in bundles. Somebody says, "Well, Brandon, I'm not advanced yet. I don't know if I'm really going to want to know all that stuff. Let me just get the beginners." Well, you can get the first 3 courses for $750. You can get them in bundles as well. And again, e-estate members get them at half off. Well, yeah, half off, a 50% off discount for e-estate members. Then we have something called our membership. And this is for those of you who want to have that one-on-one, hold my hand, I want to be a part of a community type feeling in our memberships. And in our memberships, we have our inner circle for $99 a month, our diamond for $149, and our partner program for $199. The inner circle is our foundation. This is our backbone. This gives you access to not only the 5-day challenge, but VIP, which means the 5-day challenge I stream on our YouTube channel. If you're a part of the inner circle, you get to be on Zoom with me like you are right now. At the end of the lesson, I stop the live stream, but the VIP members get to stay and they get to ask questions. And we have a Q&A with myself and our other panelists. A lot of times that's even more priceless than the lesson itself. A lot of aha moments happen there. Also, our inner circle gets to be a part of our crypto talks that we do Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, same time as right now, where I am always learning. This is why I have been able to survive and thrive in this space. I'm willing to take time every day to sharpen my knife and stay up on the latest news developments of what's going on. So it's my learning time. And I've been doing this. I didn't just start doing this because of ILCA. I've been doing this since 2018, Crypto Talks. And back in those days, I was doing a live streaming on Facebook for free. And I used to do 2, sometimes 3 a day, not because I was trying to get the likes and get clicks. If I did that, I would have become a YouTube influencer. No, I was learning. And I just took y'all on the journey with me because I knew this is information that people need to know. Everybody's stuck in the matrix. I was trying to give everybody the red pill for free. So I still do it today. Only this time now, I have it behind closed doors because my value is so much, much more. And so if you want to know what I know, then you plug into our inner circle. It is priceless. Type in the chat box if you guys believe that the crypto talks are valuable. That is the backbone. It pays to be in the inner circle. Our diamond class gets everything the inner, and also being in the inner circle membership, you get access to our first 6 lessons every single month for your membership. Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advance, How to Trade Bitcoin and Crypto, Internet of Things, DeFi, and NFTs. You get all 6 with your membership. With Diamond, you get everything the inner circle gets, except you get more. What do you get more? Well, I also do an evening class on Tuesday nights where I take one of the lessons and I teach it live. See, some people like watching videos, most people don't. You don't have the attention span longer than 2 minutes to sit there. But you would sit there for 30 minutes and watch me do the lesson live. So we do that. Right now, we've been doing personal development. Last Tuesday, we talked about know thyself, and I hadn't taught that lesson in 12 years. The week before that, we talked about when you know your why, your what has more impact. That was powerful. And I enjoy personal development, self-improvement more, teaching that more than I enjoy teaching about crypto and blockchain. Just an FYI, which is why, I'll be on the coaching academy side. I have a whole new set of courses that's going to be launched on personal development and self-improvement. That's where I made a name for myself before crypto. Also, we have an affiliate section. This is not network marketing. This is not MLM. There are no multiple levels. If you share ILCA with somebody else and they decide to purchase something, you get paid. Even if you're not a member. If you just sign up for the 5-day challenge and you sign somebody else up, I'll give you 5% on anything they purchase. If you're in the inner circle, you get 10%. If you're a diamond member, not only do you get all of that, you also get access to all our courses, and all of our inner circle talks and diamond classes are recorded. You see here, diamond class recordings. You get access to all of that and all of our inner circle recordings. But I'm also going to pay you 20% in commissions. 20% as a diamond. And then we have our partnership side. We haven't talked about this lately because of what's been going on with e-estate right now, but we will be talking more about this in the future. For those of you, how would you like to earn 50% on every sale? 50% commissions. That is big. Imagine this. If you had, I like to dream mode. Let's just do the math for a second. Let's say you were able to do 100 sales of just the courses. I'm not even talking about membership. Just the courses. Those of you, man, I wish I had more money to buy estate property. Really? You sold 100 of my courses. And the cost is $2,500. First, let me do half of that. That's $1,250, right? 100 times $1,250, you get $125,000 because you're getting 50%. Say what? You want that 99,000 business development that's going to be bringing in more than 17,000 a month? You sell 100 of my courses. You just made $125,000. You then take that, and that's a one time. You then take 99,000 of that. You buy the business development. Now you have 17,000 a month coming in for the next 18 months, and you pocket the 25K. What if you just had 10? All right. 10 sales. That's $12,500. You can make some money by sharing people crypto education. Okay. Then I want to jump into and show you guys an example of what our crypto talks are all about. Oh, wait. I'm not done. I forgot. There's something else that we launched also. You guys like the music that I've been playing? ILCA music.com. If you came on early, you might have heard some music. Take a look at this.
You got a story? Turn it into a song. Turn it into a song. Your Turn it into a song. Turn it into a wave. ILCA, we create. Turn it into a song. Turn it into a brand. Now the whole world understand. You got a vision, let it speak. Put your message in the beat. From your life to your sound. Now your voice all around. Stand out right now. Let the whole world hear you now. No more hiding, no delay. Put your message on display. Turn it up, turn it loud. Stand out from the crowd. ILCA, that's the wave. Custom music, getting made.
So, in other words, how would you like to have your own personalized music for whatever it is that you want? See, right now, I make music for one, if you become ILCA certified, meaning that you went through all of our courses and took the quizzes and passed the test, then you're now ILCA certified. I'm going to make you some music. Congratulations to Thomas Tucker. He's our latest ILCA certified. Another benefit of that, again, e-estate kind of slowed us down on this, but you're going to have the ability to become a coach. And by coaching, there's a lot of people out there that want one-on-one time answering their questions. They don't want to ask questions in front of a crowd. They might need their hand held. And I'm only one in person. I only got so many hours in a day. So we're going to be able to put our coaches up and you'll be able to sell your services to help people to get one-on-one coaching and earn some extra money. So that's why you want to be ILCA certified. We will have this up and running very soon, especially to help service the e-estate community for all the people that need help and one-on-one help, service. Then I also, if you become agent level 5 in e-estate, I'll make some music for you. If you're a strategic partner, I'll make some music for you. Outside of that, you can come to ilcamusic.com and register, sign up, and order a package to make music however you want, whatever type of music you want for whatever situation. I just made a good bunch of music for myself turning 50. So package one for $50, you get 2 songs and your whatever genre you want. Package number 2, brand builder, for $250, you get up to 14 songs in 3 genres. Or package 3, the executive, $500, you get 34 songs, up to 5 different genres that you want to choose. And so this way you can set yourself up from the crowd, whatever you're advertising, if you want to do it for a family member, birthday, and anniversary, whatever you want. ilcamusic.com. And then, on top of all of that, not only are we going to educate you, we're going to show you how you can put some money in your pocket as well outside of sharing ILCA. What if I told you that you can earn without having to recruit, without having to sell a product, good, or service, earning passive income from your own resources, that we have a more than a year track record of results? Would you like to do that? Well, we have a strategic partnership with a company called e-estate. And I just want to show proof what I like without recruiting anybody. Okay? Without having to sell a product, whether I get out of bed or not. I'm able to do, right, I don't know, what, average $800 a day off of my own tokenized portfolio. This is very exciting. I'll be in Phoenix at the end of this month, and then we have a big event in LA in November. So we have this. This is optional if you choose to want to be a part of it. This is a great way to be able to earn resources to use to build your portfolio and diversify yourself. So I'm very excited about that platform as well. Now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to show you guys what we do in our crypto talks. So we read the charts and we look at crypto news and what's going on in the world. And I cover geopolitics, not because I'm trying to see what's right or wrong or pick left or right or Democrat or Republican, but to know what's going on, period, so that we can make wise business and investment moves based on the information that is out there. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not or agree with it. That's not our purpose. Our purpose is to know the facts of what's going on. And can we take that information and turn it into our favor? So today, crypto, let me refresh this. What are we looking at here? Oh, the market's really flat today. We're at 0.2%. Bitcoin dominance is at 56.8. Ethereum is at 10%. Let's see. Bitcoin is at 65,000. We saw a report on Crypto Talk the other day that someone is predicting that this can go down to $43,000 a coin. There's another person saying that it'll never get below 60,000 again. So I think it will. Wow, wait a second. Even though that this is flat, I see a whole bunch of green top tokens. Solana's up 3.3, BNB 2.7, but Figure Helix down 2.7. Hype's down 2.6. Doge is up 1.9. Any outlier here? Monero's up 3.4. Up 6%. There must have been a hack somewhere. They're getting a boost. Chainlink is up 1.1. Stellar 3.4. Sui's up 4.8. But Chronos dropped 8%. Down 10.2% on the week. Okay. Let's see best performers on the week. Beat. Wow, Beat came back. It dropped 43% on the week, but 25% up last night. OKB 6.9, Sui, Pi, Caspa, Cosmos, Monero, Stellar, Solana, Mantle. All right. Let's see worst tokens. Chronos, Lighter, Just, Ethena, HELOC, Hype, Binance Life, Venice Token. So another point of doing this is, well, since I do this on a daily basis, I'm able to notice patterns and trends. I can't tell you how much money I've made being able to make trade decisions based on this information because I'm able to predict accurately certain things or move before the public even realizes what's going on. All right. Every now and then, too, we will also take a look at what's going on. Oh, wait, I got to look at the traditional markets. How did the markets end the week? Let's see. US, a little in the green, but kind of flat. Europe, all in the green. Asia, mix. Choppy waters there. We look at real estate, tokenized real estate. And that is one word there. Tokenization. Let's go to the main page. Tokenization is bigger than Bitcoin. Wow, look at this here. You guys have heard me say this, so now I'm going to validate it. You heard me say all the time that we're dealing with $867 trillion of real world assets that's up for grabs. The market today is less than 30 billion. Look at this. Tokenized real world assets today is 26 billion. It's been a 20x growth since 2023, making RWA the fastest growing crypto segment. This is when I talk about the river of money. Now look by 2033, what they say. By 2033, $18.9 trillion. This is going to go from 26 billion today to 18 trillion in the next 6 years. Are we in front of the river of money? I mean, there's people out there that want to sell coffee. They want to sell weight loss. You know, they want to sell travel, and it's all great. But are those industries going to have a growth like this from 26 billion to 18 trillion? They say tokenized real estate will be at 4 trillion by 2035. That's completely undercutting it. I say it's going to be at least 16 trillion in 3 years. But even at 4 trillion, the tokenized real estate industry right now is like less than 10 billion to 4 trillion. Are we in front of the river of money? All right, what else? Is there any other news? Oh yeah, Dubai puts real estate title deeds on chain. What? Let me repeat that. Dubai puts real estate title deeds. What does on chain mean? And I told our inner circle to start watching out for this word. On chain means distributed ledger technology. It means blockchain. That's the cool word that they want to use because they don't want to use the stigma of blockchain or DLT, distributed ledger technology. On chain. What is e-estate doing again? Tokenizing real estate using the EST token on pop quiz. Type it in the chat box. Which blockchain is the EST token on? See who's been paying attention. That's right, Binance, BNB. So people say, Brandon, how do you know e-estate's the real deal? Here's what I know. E-estate is in the right industry. And they're number one right now. Out of the top 11, e-estate is number one. They're in the right. So I know I'm on the right road. And through their past performance, they've been doing very, very well. That's all I know. All right. Now let's look at, I think I only have one or two actual articles. This one, what is this? Trump media terminates crypto treasury, plans to prioritize core operations and fusion energy merger. So Trump media terminates crypto treasury. I'm surprised by that. Truth Social's parent firm is terminating a multi-billion-dollar crypto treasury agreement with Crypto.com to streamline operations around its main platform and energy partnership. Purpose of the acquisition company, Yorkville Acquisition Corp., have all agreed to abandon plans for a CRO treasury venture announced in second quarter 2025. The companies note that prevailing market conditions and shifting business and stakeholder priority. This is, in my opinion, the wrong move. This is the wrong move. See, the moment they said here, prevailing market conditions. In other words, they're like, dang, Bitcoin was at 120 something thousand. Now it's only at 65,000. We're down 50%, and investors, stakeholders want their money because what is the role of any public company or private company for that matter to make as much money as possible for their shareholders? And sometimes that is a short-sighted thinking. Bitcoin eventually is going to be $500,000 and $1 million a coin. So this, in my opinion, they're making the wrong move. But hey, that's their move to make. Then we have this is interesting. Didn't you guys hear me say that eventually everything in the world is going to be tokenized? I said it in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And people looked at me out like I was funny. I said, you're going to be tokenized. Your children are going to be tokenized. Your body parts are going to be tokenized. You guys remember me saying all that? Look at this article. 10 weirdest things ever This is what's already been tokenized, including farts. Are you kidding me? Tokenized cows. Brandon, I don't know. Can we make some money off of tokenized real estate? They're tokenizing cows. Tokenized cows may have gone viral, but they're just the latest in a long line of strange things to find a home. There's that word again, on chain. From farts to human skin. What kind of Jeffrey Dahmer? And destroyed artworks, NFTs. Brazil's B3 stock exchange made headlines last month when its tokenized cows went viral, and we covered that in Crypto Talk. And it actually makes sense when we read the article why they did that. A farmer in southern Brazil was able to use 10 cows as collateral for a 100,000 Brazilian real loan, which is $19,600, by virtually herding them into a blockchain-based holding pen, demonstrating how farmers can literally milk their assets to access credit. And it raises an obvious question. If cows can be tokenized, what can't be? What do you guys think? Is there anything out there that cannot be tokenized? From dairy cows to a year's worth of farts, here are 10 of the strangest things to be tokenized on chain. One, a year of farts. When BlackRock chief executive Larry Fink said, every asset will eventually be tokenized. So I got to be like Becky Lynch. It's not just me saying it. Everybody's saying it. New York Times is saying it. Larry Fink is saying it. Every asset will eventually be tokenized. My WWE fans know what I'm talking about. He probably wasn't thinking about flatulence. Yet that's exactly what happened here. Every bit as appealing as, well, a year's worth of farts, it has to be a contender for the strangest thing ever to make it on chain. It was during the pandemic, when most people were baking bread or leveling up on Duolingo, that filmmaker Alex Ramirez Malice recorded his own farts and minted each one as a NFT. He was bored out of his mind. They say farts are like children, and you only love your own. But the novelty factor meant that Ramirez Malice was able to sell his for 0.05 Ethereum each. He sold his farts for $85 each, proving that every asset has its price. You know, I'm not so much concerned that he was recording and selling his own farts. I'm more concerned about who was on the other end and said, yeah, I'll buy your farts. What the? Number 2, cows. Better known as a prime resource of protein in Bitcoin circles, the idea of turning 10 Brazilian cows into tokenized cattle, or tokenized collateral, is not the most obvious use case. The deal was structured by Brazilian investment fund Target FIDC, giving each cow a unique digital token linked to an encrypted digital identity. Every stock, every bond, every fund, every asset can be tokenized. If they are, it will revolutionize investing. So, those of you in e-estate, don't you think learning information like this will help you in your business? This is why it pays to be in the inner circle. This is what we cover. Knowledge. Perhaps the most importantly, tokenization makes investing much more democratic. It can democratize access. Tokenization allows for fractional ownership. That means assets could be sliced into infinitely small pieces. This lowers one of the barriers to investing in valuable, previously inaccessible assets like what? Private real estate and private equity. When I look at even mine, it's got to load up. When I look at mine, I've got how many properties here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. I didn't buy the whole thing. Pieces. Wow, I love validation. It can democratize shareholder voting. When you own a stock, you have a right to vote on the company's shareholder proposals. Tokenization makes that easier because your ownership and voting rights are digitally tracked, allowing you to vote seamlessly and securely from anywhere. Larry Fink says every asset can be tokenized. The first loan may have been worth just $19,600, but it was a proof of concept that shows the potential to eventually support around $80 million in livestock-backed financing across its farms. While it sounds somewhat bizarre on first glance, the agriculture industry generated around $4 trillion in global value added in 2023. So watch out for tokenized sheep, goats, and chickens as collateral next. Number three, whiskey barrels. When you think of sharing a whiskey, you probably have the liquid gold kind in mind, but whiskey barrels are a natural candidate for tokenization. That's because, like high-end art and collectibles, Scotch whiskey typically increases in value as it matures. Talk about lifting your spirits. Just several projects are experimenting with putting whiskey casks on chain so investors can buy whole units or fractional ownership of tokenized whiskey stored in bonded warehouses. Just remember that if the market crashes, you can't actually drink a digital JPEG of a barrel. Number four, racehorses. Racehorse ownership has long been reserved for the ultra wealthy, those with deep enough pockets to cover hundreds of thousands of dollars. My grandpa loved betting on horses for dollars in breeding, training, and upkeep, and a fancy hat to wear at the racetrack. But tokenization is beginning to chip away at those elitist barriers, dividing ownership of real thoroughbred racehorses into digital shares. Investors can buy a stake in an animal and what? Share in any prize money. Brandon, where's the money coming from me estate? Are they taking new people's money to pay old people? No. You are able to share in the money that the property generates. Just like here, investors get to share in any prize money, breeding income, or future sale proceeds. So let's see, estate, share the revenue, or if they decide to sell the property without purchasing an entire horse. Is a light bulb going off for some of you? A word of caution for would-be investors in this style of asset, though, whether it's watches or whiskeys or large four-legged animals, from Chris Turner, co-founder of Impact Investment, it says, putting a collectible or luxury item on a blockchain doesn't automatically make it more liquid or valuable if the legal rights transfer process and market structure remain unchanged. What about number five? Uranium. This is what Trump was talking about. If your mind turns to treasuries and private credit when thinking about tokenized real-world assets, it might be a shift to consider uranium, the radioactive metal better known for its role in nuclear power. But that's what Tezos-backed metals.io is doing. You might want to write that down. Maybe invest in that. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to give financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I'm not telling people any investment advice. Tezos co-founder Arthur Breitman says blockchain technology excels at building reliable, auditable, and cost-efficient financial rails for any asset, but it's particularly aligned with technology-flavored commodities like uranium. All right, because of the sake of time, I'm just going to read you the headlines of the next six because we do have an e-estate presentation coming up in 3 minutes by Brandon V. I think it's Michelle's doing it this morning. Michelle V. out of Mexico. So I want to make sure I'm not overlapping from them. So we got fishy revenue. What? Tokenizing fish. Almost any cash flow can support a tokenized financial instrument, provided the underlying rights and data can be independently verified. Music royalties. Yeah, that's going to be big. Human skin. Huh? A patch of somebody's skin? Croatian tennis player Alexandra, somebody wanted to buy her skin? That's just creepy. A burned Banksy. Ah, so an art piece that burnt up. The first tweet. Jack Dorsey's first tweet. They're tokenizing that. I remember they made an NFT out of that too. Tokenization can improve access, administration, settlement, and transferability, but it cannot transform a poor investment into a good one. That is true. I'm actually going to give you guys this article. You might want to save this. It's very important information. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we do in Crypto Talk. It is what we do in ILCA. And we do that Monday through Thursday. And I don't know what we're going to get. I don't read the articles beforehand. I read them live with you guys. So I'm learning and you're learning at the same time. You get my live commentary on it also. I go off on tangents all the time. So that is what ILCA is all about. Is Miss Casa still here? No, she's already gone. Get back with the person who invited you and let them know if you want to be a part, and they will give you a link to join our community. We will be back on Monday morning for Inner Circle Crypto Talk to do what I just did, just in more detail. With that, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm about to hop on the ESA presentation. Brandon Ivey out. God bless. Bye bye.